Welcome to another show. We're going to compare two classic science fiction parodies.
I can't breathe in this thing!
We have studied every facet of your missions and strategies.
We are actors, not astronauts.
You will save us!
Both Galaxy Quest and Spaceballs occupy unique positions in the pantheon of science fiction comedies. While both films pay homage to the genre, they approach it from distinctly different angles. Galaxy Quest is a loving parody of the Star Trek franchise and its fandom, whereas Spaceballs is Mel Brooks' satirical take on Star Wars and other popular science fiction narratives. Galaxy Quest follows the cast of a once popular science fiction television series as they are inadvertently drawn into a real interstellar conflict. The film deftly balances comedy with heart, exploring themes of redemption, the power of belief, and the bond between fans and their idols. The narrative revolves around a group of washed-up actors who must step up as real-life heroes to save an alien race, blending humor with genuine character development. Spaceballs is a straight-up parody of the Star Wars saga, packed with Mel Brooks' signature slapstick humor and irreverent wit. The film tells the story of Lone Star and his sidekick Barf as they try to save Princess Vespa from the evil Dark Helmet. Themes of heroism and adventure are played for laughs, with the film taking every opportunity to poke fun at the tropes and cliches of science fiction. It's a high-energy romp through space that never takes itself too seriously. The characters in Galaxy Quest are richly developed, with each member of the ensemble cast bringing depth to their roles. Tim Allen stars as Jason Nesmith, the egotistical actor who played the show's fearless leader. Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, and Tony Shalhoub also deliver memorable performances, each portraying actors who must embrace their fictional personas to overcome real-life dangers. The film's ensemble is one of its greatest strengths, as the characters' growth and camaraderie drive the narrative forward. Spaceballs features a cast of characters designed primarily for comedic effect. Bill Pullman plays Lone Star, a parody of Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, while John Candy is Barf, his loyal Mog, half-man, half-dog, companion. Rick Moranis steals the show as Dark Helmet, a diminutive and bumbling version of Darth Vader. Mel Brooks himself appears as both President Scroob and the Wise Yogurt, adding to the film's over-the-top humor. Each character is a caricature designed to elicit laughs through exaggerated traits and absurd situations. Galaxy Quest blends humor with heartfelt moments, offering a more nuanced satire of the science fiction genre. The film gently mocks the conventions of Star Trek while celebrating its impact and the devotion of its fans. The humor is character-driven, often stemming from the actors' struggles to adapt to their new roles as real-life heroes. This balance of comedy and earnestness makes Galaxy Quest a standout in the genre. Spaceballs is pure parody with humor that is broad, brash, and often nonsensical. Mel Brooks employs a variety of comedic techniques, from slapstick and visual gags to wordplay and fourth-wall breaks. The film lampoons everything from the merchandising of Star Wars to the absurdities of space operas, creating a fast-paced comedic experience. While it may lack the emotional depth of Galaxy Quest, Spaceballs excels at delivering laugh-out-loud moments. Galaxy Quest has earned a cult following and is widely regarded as one of the best science fiction comedies ever made. Its affectionate parody of Star Trek and its fandom has endeared it to audiences, particularly those who appreciate smart, character-driven humor. The film's positive reception has led to discussion of potential sequels and reboots, cementing its place in pop culture history. Spaceballs is a beloved classic in the realm of parody films, showcasing Mel Brooks' comedic genius. Its impact extends beyond its initial release, with references and quotes from the film permeating popular culture. Though it may not be as critically acclaimed as Galaxy Quest, Spaceballs has a lasting legacy as a quintessential science fiction spoof, influencing subsequent parodies and satires. The scene when Tim Allen is in a men's room overhearing how the cast of Galaxy Quest are nobodies and all the co-stars can't stand him mirrors an actual event in William Shatner's life. He discovered the exact same thing about himself when he attended a 1986 convention.
Now what the are we supposed to do? Where's the real pretty now, man? You finished?
Because my character isn't important enough for a last name.
Because I'm gonna die.
Sam Rockwell based his portrayal on Bill Paxton's performance in James Cameron's classic Aliens. In particular, his elevated fear of being killed and his mental collapse upon seeing a motion detector that shows their enemy closing in on them. Gwen DeMarco laments that her TV Guide interview was 6 paragraphs of my boobs and how they fit into my suit. This actually happened to Jerry Ryan, who played 7 of 9 on Star Trek Voyager. Tony Shalhoub's character, Fred Kwan, was written and acted with the idea that he was high for the entire film. This is why he is so unfazed by the events occurring around him, and why he constantly is holding a bag of snacks. According to writer David Howard, the continuously melodic yet monotone voice of Thermian Commander Mathisar was an original idea that Enrico Colantoni brought to the character.
You are our last hope.
Where's my limo?
Okie dokie.
Everyone on the set loved this so much they kept this in the film. On the rock planet, Lieutenant Laredo chides Dr. Lazarus for holding his tracking device upside down, claiming that he actually thought Dr. Lazarus' character was smart or something by the way he was leading the group to find the nearest beryllium spear, before realizing he was using the device incorrectly. This is a subtle reference to the first season of Star Trek, where Mr. Spock often held his tricorder back to front, possibly on account of Leonard Nimoy being not yet familiar with the prop. Tim Allen performs several classic James Kirk mannerisms throughout the course of the film, most notably the classic thinking position while seated in his command chair on the bridge. When Tim Allen was cast, Harold Ramis left the project, but after seeing the film, Ramis said he was ultimately impressed with Allen's performance. The Rock Monster is a mock tribute to William Shatner, who desperately wanted to put rock monsters in the climax of Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. But he had to cut them out of his script for budgetary reasons. The promotional campaign for the film included a mockumentary for the E-Cable channel about the fictitious Galaxy Quest television series titled Galaxy Quest 20th Anniversary. The Journey Continues. Most of the cast members appeared as their actor characters from the film. Extras from the film's convention scenes also appeared as fans, giving candid interviews. Outtakes and behind-the-scenes footage from the film were used as clips from the original television series. The humor even went so far as Sigourney Weaver's character, Gwen DeMarco, claiming that she had turned down a small part in a Woody Allen movie to do the Galaxy Quest series, which is a nod to her early gig as an extra in Annie Hall. Sarah's metal eye patch mimics the one worn by General Chang in Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. The Thermians use appearance generators to assume human form, while their true form is that of amorphous tentacle entities. This concept was possibly taken from Star Trek's episode By Any Other Name, where the Kelvins assume human form, but their true form, which is never shown, is that of massive creatures with hundreds of tentacles. Sigourney Weaver's character Gwen DeMarco, Tawny Madison, is heavily based on Aaron Gray's character, Colonel William Deering from Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. During the first season, Gray was often shown in sexy skin-tight catsuits and had been asked to dye her brunette hair honey blonde. The design for Sarah's flagship is a cross between the designs for the Planet Killer from the Doomsday Machine, notably the massive glowing maw in the front of the ship, and a Duradix-class Romulan warbird from Star Trek The Next Generation, the open design of the rear nacelles. A piece of Star Trek fan fiction with a similar plot, Jean Laura and Willard F. Hunt's Visit to a Weird Planet Revisited, was originally published in the magazine Spockanalia in 1967 and was reprinted in the 70s in Star Trek The New Voyages, an anthology of fan fiction. In the story, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley are accidentally beamed to the actual USS Enterprise in a crisis with the Klingons. The natural undisguised appearance of the Thermians is reminiscent of the aliens in the Space 1999 two-part episode, The Bringers of Wonders. In Spaceball, the scene where Dark Helmet is playing with his dolls was not in the screenplay. Writer, producer, and director Mel Brooks came up with the idea on the set one day and told this to Rick Moranis, who then improvised the entire scene. According to Mel Brooks, George Lucas loved this movie and wrote him a letter after its premiere saying he thought he was going to bust something from laughing so hard. Lucas also told Brooks that had he not chosen to parody Star Wars, the film would have made a great adventure flick. Brooks said he was extremely flattered by Lucas' compliments and support. The escape pod launch sequence is an unused clip from Star Wars Episode IV, A New Hope, provided to Mel Brooks by Lucasfilm. A full face mask resembling a wrinkled dog was originally constructed for the character Barf, but Mel Brooks quipped that if they were going to hide John Candy behind a mask, he might as well have hired someone else for half the price. A nose and upper lip piece was tried next, which Candy approved, but again Mel Brooks did not. They finally settled on animatronic ears connected to a hairpiece, a small nose application, and a patch over one eye, just like Petey the dog from our gang. James Caan was the original choice to play Lone Star, but unfortunately he was struggling with addiction issues at the time. A then unknown Bill Pullman won the role, as Caan was deemed too expensive to insure. President Scrooge's name is an anagram for Mel Brooks' last name. John Hurt previously cameoed in another Brooks comedy, History of the World Part 1, in which he played Jesus. Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1 ended with a joke suggesting the sequel feature a segment, Jews in Space. This film cost $22.7 million. That's more than twice as much as Star Wars Episode 4, which cost $11 million. The planet Druidia being surrounded by a planet-enclosing shield was reused for Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which in that movie, the planet Scarif is protected by a planet-enclosing shield. Writer, producer, and director Mel Brooks based the many characteristics of Princess Vespa after Dolmen Elan, ruler of the planet Elos, in the original Star Trek episode Elan of Troyes. Dom DeLuise does a voiceover in the film, namely Pizza the Hut. Now, he passed away on May 4th, which is known by Star Wars fans as Star Wars Day, because May the 4th sounds so much like May the Force. In conclusion, while both Galaxy Quest and Spaceballs offer unique takes on the science fiction genre, they do so in markedly different ways. Galaxy Quest is a heartfelt tribute to Star Trek and its fans, blending humor with genuine character development and emotional resonance. Spaceballs, on the other hand, is an unabashedly goofy parody that revels in its absurdity and comedic excess. Both films have left indelible marks on the genre, each contributing to the rich tapestry of science fiction comedy in their own distinctive mannerisms. And that was our show for today. What did you think? Do you enjoy parodies? Did you like one of them more than the other? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, I'd be honored if you subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to stay informed, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Given saying live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.